way to celebrate Halloween weekend with a nice OSU win over Penn State, 33-24. The Buckeyes keep themselves right in the thick of the conversation for the college football playoff and the Big Ten championship. Obviously, a loss in this game would have been very damaging towards the Buckeyes' future chances. So this is a huge win. So we'll get into what we saw in the game. Obviously, I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. So we'll see what the chat's going to have to say about this game. But my first thoughts in this game, honestly, the test was there. Penn State, you saw, came into Columbus in the Scarlet out. They needed to prove a point after a terrible loss to Illinois in 9 overtimes. I agree, Roger. It was a great game. A lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun plays. Easily the most entertaining Buckeye game from start to finish this season. We'll hope to maybe see a couple more entertaining games in these last 4 games of the season. Buckeyes are now 7-1. But, Penn State came in to prove a point. They needed to play better. They needed to play well. Hello from Missouri. Oh, way to go. Where are you in Missouri, Roger? Hello, buddy. Welcome. I'm here in Columbus, about 20 minutes away from the Horseshoe. Saw that big win for the Buckeyes. But anyways, the biggest thing that I took away from this game, in my opinion, Penn State needed to come in here to prove a point. They needed to play better after an embarrassing loss to Illinois. I think Penn State proved a little bit of a point. They played a good game of football. They were able to tire out the OSU defense. They were able to drive the ball. Sean Clifford had a good game in the air, 361 yards on 52 passing attempts. He was slightly injured. Jahan Dotson was able to do whatever he wanted, and Penn State was able to gain a ton of yards on offense. You're in Springfield, Missouri. Way to go, Roger. That's awesome. Cool. But while Penn State was playing some good football, this game to me, my biggest takeaway, the fact that the Buckeyes performed well in big moments. In a better way of saying that, Ohio State in a tough game situation were able to come up with the bigger plays. And these are the kind of games where it's not going to be a rout like you would expect from Ohio State against other Big Ten opponents. The Buckeyes need to show up and have the big game plays. They had those big game plays tonight. What plays am I talking about? Well, the big throw in the first half by C.J. Stroud to Chris Olave. Made the throw wide open. They needed that to start some momentum. How about Jerron Cage? People should be going to parties tonight on Ohio State's campus. People should go trick-or-treating on Sunday around the state dressed up as Jerron Cage for Halloween. That man, 305 pounds, with the fumble return touchdown in the first half. What a play that was for Cage. What a play that was for the OSU defense. The OSU defense gave up a ton of yards, but they came up with the massive plays. The fumble return touchdown, the big interception in the fourth quarter by Brown. Huge performance. Troy, man, I am a big lover of many things. I love cake. I love cookies. I love video games. I love life. There's nothing I love in life more than seeing a big 300-pound dude run the ball 50 yards for a freaking touchdown. That injected life into my veins, into my brain. It was amazing to see. But that's the thing. Not every game is going to be pretty. And this Penn State game, I think OSU fans, and maybe there was a potential misconception that this could have been a walkover because of how badly Penn State played last week against Illinois in the 9 overtime loss. But Penn State's a good football team. I think Penn State silenced a lot of critics tonight. I think Penn State, even with a loss, has an opportunity, I think, to stay in the top 25. They held their own against the Buckeyes. They put up a really good offensive performance. They held OSU's offense in the red zone really well. To be fair, Ohio State's offense didn't have the biggest of days. Travion Henderson got some garbage time rushing yards to get up to 152. Obviously had the big 69, 68-yard run to set up his 1-yard touchdown run. The offense didn't have its biggest days. I think Penn State's defense came up with a really good performance, but you don't need to always win a game by 50 points to prove you're a good team. A game like this proves Ohio State's a good team. They showed good character. The defense showed that they can come up with those big plays. You need to have games like that where you don't just necessarily dominate every time. And you know that if you can't dominate every time, you got to come up with the big game plays. OSU had more of those clutch big game plays tonight than Penn State did. It did need to be a blowout.